I make music that the streets can feel. My flow was sick, so everything I speak is ill. The only thing that I know how to beat is real. Till they read my will, I take the back seat and chill. Ill, you jiggling, baby. The size of rockets, I'm Mr. McGrady, and I'm out of here. There's no challenge here. I was locked for 12 months, staring at the calendar. Your style stink like chitterlings. Me, I'm on the bigger things, like Wayne, I'm an alien. Moonwalking on Billie Jean. Yeah, the kid me, with flipping them words. But I made so much this past year, I'ma stick to them birds. Okay, cook it, bag it, it's ready to serve. When I do, it's murder, like Vita and Herb. Word, when it's time to get dope, I take off. Before the feds get the dope, I take off.
What's good, man? CMR gang. Told y'all I was gonna be dropping this content daily. That's the Southeast Community Center. I spent a lot of time over there as a kid, man. I remember when that thing was first built. This school wasn't even right here. Actually, well, at one point in time that was called Allen School. Now it's called Stephanie L. Patrick, I think. She was my principal. They built the school here and they named it after her or whatever. But it was Allen School. Just sitting back reflecting on, you know, where I'm from, everything I done been through, how far I done came. Y'all gotta think about this, man. I got a history, I got a past, you know. I ain't made my greatest achievement yet, I don't think. But I done made some great strides, some great ones. I remember, you know, playing games over here in these apartments. Had several friends that lived over here. Several friends that stayed over here, man. I got into some of my first fights, my first fist fights over here. My boy Ted stayed there. My boys Carlos and Terry stayed there. My boy Dante stayed right there, 1428. And my godmother and sisters stayed there. At one time, my mom stayed in one of these apartments over here too, but that was before my time. You know, so just reflecting on the things I done been through and all the places I plan on going from here. You know, I always said that I was gonna be rich one day.
Can you put me on Rude?
Huh?
Can you put me on Rude?
On what?
I want to be on YouTube.
Ah. Kids want to be on YouTube. I used to play the football game out here. That's how I learned how to play football out here. But yeah, so I actually had some of my first fights over here. Matter of fact, my first ever fist fight. I got beat up too. I think I was like 5 years old. Something like that. I got my good muff on today, so I ain't even worried about the win. My first real fight that I ever got into though, I got beat up, was up here. By see where that tree is at right there. Me and one of the homies, Antoine Hodges, rest in peace to him. We got into a little fight. I thought I could fight. I think I might have swung on him first or something. And he dog walked me up there. Came up rough though, man. Definitely came up rough over here. Like on this side of the tracks, or on this side of town, you actually really had to know how to get down. And you know, I had to learn how to fight real early, real quick, or it was gonna be bad. But with that being said, you know, I was very fortunate to have the parents that I had versus what the people who I grew up around, what they had. I didn't come from a 2-parent household. My parents, by the time I really got to, you know, the age of knowing what was going on, my parents had long been split up. And in all actuality, my parents never were together at any point in my lifetime. You know, I don't know what, I can't speak to what was going on before then, and it really ain't to talk about right now. But, you know, as far as what I know, since I've been alive, my parents never been together, you know what I mean? But I still have both of my parents, my mother and my father in my life. There was I didn't have an absent father, financially, physically, or nothing else. I remember walking home from school one day though, and because the school is like kind of like over this way, where it used to be. And I was walking down this sidewalk over here. I'm gonna show y'all the sidewalk real quick. So I was walking down the sidewalk over here, and as I'm coming down the sidewalk, because this is the way I would walk home from school, because I'm coming from going to my grandmother's house. That's really where I had started. What's going on with you? That's where I had started walking from. I was walking down this way, and I want to say it used to be like a connection to the sidewalk right here, unless we used to cut through the grass. I can't remember, but it seems like I remember being able to walk down the sidewalk. So as I'm coming down this sidewalk right here, I'm hearing like pop, 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 and you know, I'm a kid, so I really don't. Y'all kind of know where the story going though. I really don't know what's going on. So as I come up and I'm walking around the corner, I'm hearing it, and I may be daydreaming because I really might not be paying attention too much of nothing, you know. I can't remember. I was, you know, getting out of school. Kid, I think I was probably in like the fourth, I think it's in the fourth grade. And I hear it, and it get a little louder. And I look, I probably got about right here. And I look over here, and it's like 5 dudes, like on the, like, I don't know, a couple of them was on their knees, and like a couple of them was standing up and shit, and they was shooting. So I'm a kid, so like I said, I get scared. I turn around, but as I'm turning around, I can see 2 like older cats from my neighborhood down here, because these cats right here, they're from Detroit that was shooting. So as I come around here, and I look this way by the church over here, I can see 2 of my dudes from this side of town, like walking, well, running. One of them was limping, but they was like shooting back. And that shit scared the hell out of me. Like I probably didn't walk this way home from school for probably the rest of that year, probably for sure. It's crazy how things change. I can remember this house being a nice house, man, right here. Some people we grew up with, that was their grandmother's house, and look at it today. Now it's boarded up, which tells me somebody might have bought it by now. Maybe they're gonna rehab it or whatever, but that was always a nice house right there. All right, then it started raining on me. I ain't that far away from my truck though. The house I was at is right around the corner. But I'm standing there, even though it's boarded up right now, I'm standing in front of a daycare that I went to. I probably was about 3.5, 4 years old when I first started coming here. I met a lot of people that I'm still like friends with, that I still know to this day. People just looking at me like, he over here with this camera pointing at himself. People starting to know that I vlog though too. So like people that know me, they know that I'll be vlogging or whatever. So it's starting to get a little different, because I know at first, when I first started doing it, I used to be like, you know, kind of shy about pulling the camera out because people was looking at me like I was crazy as hell. But anyway, long story short, back to, you know, what we was talking about as far as like coming a long way, man. So this neighborhood made me the person I was, like the good and the bad. I did an interview with my homeboy on this podcast, and I was trying to tell them, you know, about like how when I grew up as a kid, you know, a lot of kids wanted to be, I mean, you think kids want to aspire to be doctors, kids want to aspire to be judges, lawyers, teachers, stuff like that. The wind blowing a little bit, so hopefully, like I said, I got the good muff on, so it should be cool. I didn't want to be none of that. Like, I know at one point in time when I was little, when I was like 5, 6, 7, you know, I used to tell my dad I wanted to be a race car driver. I mean, I've been in love with cars since I was a kid. I would actually sit up and watch NASCAR, like as a kid. These cars ain't doing nothing but going around and around, but I always thought it was cool, the sound of them. I mean, I've been in love. My parents will tell you I've been in love with cars all my life. But then at one time I wanted to be a football player. I said, you know, I was going to go to the NFL and be a football player, right? But by the time I got around 10 and 11, I was seeing so much drug activity in my neighborhood. I was seeing so much street stuff going on. Like, the gang stuff just came with the territory. The gang stuff came from out of nowhere. But as far as like wanting to be a hustler and get money and sell drugs, I started out wanting or having the desire to get money in the streets at a very, 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 very young age. And when I say young, I mean like real young. I had to be every bit of 12 years old when I first started thinking about selling drugs, man. And it was because of my environment. As I said, like, this is the southeast side of town. And if anybody that's watching this is from where I'm from, you know, they can tell you, and they will have to possibly be my age. But this was the society. That was just what was going on this side of town, man. Not just solely over here, but you know, if you was from over here, it wasn't nothing but project apartments, poverty, and you know, drug selling going on and drug usage, man. And at one point in time, man, there was people coming, because it's a small city, so it's people coming from like Michigan and California, which is partially, not totally, but partially what kind of influenced a lot of different things around here, like the mixture of the Detroit element and the California element just kind of made the city what it is. Yeah, so many of them people bringing drugs during the crack epidemic into the city where it was just rampant. A lot of people was working in steel mills and stuff like that, and they ended up using drugs. You know, people was going from having these good jobs at like the Timken Company, the Ford Company, Republic Steel, and all of these different steel mills and stuff like that in these factories. And you know, they was able to kind of function, go to work, and get off and get high. And once the steel mills dried up, you know, these people still had these habits, and the money was gone. And you know, of course, crime starts to go up, you know, due to people needing to get money to get high and stuff. So shit changed, man. Hi, little baby. You got your purse? Where Chase at? You don't know? He at home? Who that, Javion? Yeah, he had called me. I was at the shop checking on my truck. You see my truck? Not that one, my other one. The other one. It's in the shop.